What up, y'all? This is Zircon, and today we're signing into another episode of Gaming Thoughts with Seed. This is a little segment I do after the completion of every newer game I play and beat. It's an episode where I give my personal opinions on the game. And as a reminder, they are my personal opinions. They may not be the same as yours or somebody else's, but here we go. And today we're giving my review on Othercide. This is a horror tactical turn-based strategy game. I suppose we could call it an RPG since there are multiple classes you can play and multiple skills you can choose. So yeah, I suppose we can call it an RPG. I mean that's also what a lot of the other stuff is. A lot of the other segments are actually calling it an RPG. But this game is based around you creating a bunch of daughters to fight against suffering, which basically means you're fighting a lot of monsters. This is a tactical turn-based, so it definitely, it's also a roguelike. I should throw in there, it's also roguelike. Now I'm gonna go ahead and throw this out there right now. A few questions that probably have been asked multiple times is this game hard? Yes. Is this game brutal? Yes. Is this game punishing? Very. Wow, because when you make a mistake, there's really no going back. That's how this game works. There is no saves, there's only auto saves. And when it auto saves, you can't go back. You go through a certain amount of recollections. Basically, a recollection is how many tries you have gone through, how many runs you've gone through, which is a neat system. It's also has its act. It has about 5 acts. It is a short game. It is a relatively short game. I beat my run within about 35 hours, and the average run can be between 20 to 40 hours, depending on how you do, how much farming you do. Because in this game you can farm, it just takes more recollections. I beat mine in 8 recollections, luckily. Now, for the things I liked and the things I didn't like, pros and cons. For the pros, it's a very, very unique roguelike game. It has a very unique turn-based system, which really it's not like your average turn-based. It's not, okay, so this person has this initiative, so he goes at this time, he goes at this time. It's not just that. The timeline, the initiative system is actually based on a timeline where you can actually work it to your benefit through certain skills and aspects. One of them being such as delayed. You can delay somebody's initiative time. You can push someone's initiative time forward, and there is no real turns. It's more or less when this person goes. There is no rounds or anything like that. It's just go, 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 go. That is a very unique system. Even after beating it, it still takes me a little bit to try and figure it out. Though I really do like it. It's very unique. Another unique aspect of this game, though it does have multiple classes you can choose from. The skills, at each certain level, you get to choose between 2 skills, which is great. Which I actually like. It's also a little bit limited, which is unfortunate. There is one aspect to its brutality and punishment is there is no healing in the game, except for one thing: sacrificing a daughter at equal or higher level to the same daughter, which is nuts. The skills and I will have to say that depending on how you make your character, it can be pretty balanced. It can be powerful and it can be lackluster. So there is definitely a fair balance on how you make your character. Once you find what you're looking for, you could just plow right through the game depending on how things go. Music. Oh my god. Me personally, I don't know about I don't know about other people's opinions. I personally really liked the music. It had that neat flair, and it fit the theme. It fit the theme of the game. I'm really happy about that. Its gameplay and its mechanics are just... It felt great. It felt great. There were some hiccups, mostly on my part, because I was still trying to figure it out, but definitely would have to say this is one of the best tactical turn-based mechanics I have actually played with. Monsters are they each actually have their own set paths. Remembering them does take a little bit, and you can do it, which is awesome and also fun. Each of them has their own difficulty level, and depending on how much you farmed for certain skills and items and equipments, it could be either very rough or very easy, depending on how you did, depending on how you were going through the game itself. What else is there? I will have to say the theme of the game. I like the theme. So far, I would have to say this is a fairly rounded game. Fairly rounded. The art style of the game is nuts. It's just absolutely fantastic. I love the art style of the game. It's dark, almost black and gray theme theoretically. Actually, yeah. It's mostly just black and gray with a little bit of red, as you can see by the background. Yeah, it's mostly black and white, and black, white, gray, and a little bit of red. That's really about all for pros. Cons, there is a few cons. There were a few hiccups, depending. I did run into a few bugs. Kind of minor bugs. One of the bugs, unfortunately, being if you click off of your screen too many times, it can freeze the screen, and you may not be able to control. You may not be able to use the WSD keys to move around the map anymore. Yeah. Another thing I wasn't too happy about is they didn't implement a extra key movement, such as holding down the middle mouse button in order to move around the map. I was kind of disappointed in that. Fortunately, unless you're playing with a gamepad, you can only use WSD to move around the map. That was a bit of a disappointing factor. What else was there? Oh no. Sorry guys, I've lost my train of thoughts on what was bad. Oh yeah. One of the things I was a little disappointed in is, though you do have a lot of skills, there is a lot of skills. It is a little bit limited on how many skills you can have and how many skills you can choose from. Like as I stated in the previous, you can only select 2 skills at every other level for each not every other level, at certain levels within those classes. And you only have a choice between 2 skills. It does make it easier to choose, but at the same time, it does feel a little disappointing on. Sometimes it made me feel I wish I had a few more skills to choose from at those levels. Other than also the story, really wasn't interested in the story. The story itself, which I can definitely tell the game wasn't really revolving around the story. It was more or less actually revolving around the gameplay itself, the mechanics, and the characters. Basically, how you build your characters. That's what this game was more or less revolving around. It wasn't really revolving around the story. So the story was a bit lackluster. there really wasn't much story unless you tried farming for all the chapters, and unfortunately those you have to read. Those you have to read, and you have to farm for. So not entirely happy about that. Other than that though, yeah, there really isn't anything else that I disliked about it. Yeah. So all in all, a fairly rounded game. Will repeat, one of the best tactical strategy games, tactical turn-based strategy games I have played in a long time. Not the best, not my favorite, but definitely one of the best. At least in my opinion. But I think I've gone on rambling enough, so thank you guys. This is going to be all for Gaming Thoughts with Z, ladies and gentlemen. Hope you have yourselves a fantastic time, and if you wish to watch my playthrough of this game, there should be a link down below to my playlist. Hope you guys enjoy the game yourselves if you decide to get it. Now, bear with me, once again, the game is brutal, rough, hard, and punishing. But if you really do like tactical turn-based, this is definitely up your alley. Especially if you are also interested in roguelike games. So with that, thank you guys. Hope you have yourselves a fantastic time, and as always, stay active and stay connected. Hope to see y'all next time. This is Zircon, signing out. Bye, y'all.